I used to think internal controls were just fancy jargon for filing systems and checklists. You know, the kind of stuff you associate with boring office work, right? Sure, keeping things organized was important, but did it really have anything to do with ethics? I mean, come on, boy, was I wrong. Today, corporate scandals and ethical breaches seem to make headlines all too frequently. Each story is a reminder of how crucial it is to understand the connection between ethics and internal controls. It's not just a dry topic for accountants and compliance officers. It's something that impacts all of us, whether we're employees, customers, or even just everyday citizens. So let's dive into this relationship and see why it matters. First off, what do we mean by ethics? At its core, ethics are the guiding principles that shape our decisions and actions. They're not some rigid set of rules. They evolve through social norms, cultural values, and individual beliefs. Think of ethics as a spectrum with integrity on one end and dishonesty on the other. Every decision we make, every action we take, falls somewhere along that spectrum. Even when it's tough, choosing to tell the truth moves us closer to integrity. Taking a shortcut that compromises safety, well, that leans us toward dishonesty. The closer our choices align with ethical principles, the stronger the foundation of trust and responsibility we build. Now, let's consider why ethics are essential. First, they build trust. Strong ethical practices foster trust with stakeholders, from employees and customers to investors and the broader community. When people trust you, they stick around. They become loyal, and that loyalty translates into positive brand perception and long-term success. But when unethical behavior rears its ugly head, trust erodes. Just look at companies like Volkswagen or Wells Fargo. Their ethical lapses led to billions in fines and a shattered public image. Ouch. Next, ethics promote sustainability. This isn't just about profits, it's about responsible practices. Companies that prioritize sustainability attract conscious consumers and talent seeking meaningful work. It's a win-win. Third, ethics ensure fairness. They dictate fair treatment for all stakeholders, from equitable pay to safe working conditions. Upholding ethical standards creates a level playing field, fostering a more just society. And let's not forget innovation. A strong ethical culture doesn't stifle creativity, it fuels it. When employees feel empowered to speak up and challenge the status quo without fear of retribution, they're more likely to propose innovative solutions. This leads to growth and progress, which we all want, right? Now, what about internal controls? These are the tangible mechanisms that ensure an organization's ethical principles are upheld. Think of them as guardrails that prevent missteps and keep things running smoothly. They can be as simple as clear policies and procedures or as complex as robust accounting systems and independent audits. There are 5 essential components to a strong internal control framework. First, the control environment sets the tone at the top, emphasizing the importance of ethics and integrity. Second, risk assessment involves identifying and analyzing potential risks that could lead to unethical behavior. Third, control activities are the specific actions implemented to mitigate those risks. Fourth, information and communication ensure everyone has what they need to make ethical decisions. Finally, monitoring involves regularly evaluating the effectiveness of internal controls and adjusting as needed. So, why are robust internal controls vital? First, they prevent fraud. Strong internal controls make it harder for individuals to commit fraud or abuse their positions. This protects the organization's assets, financial stability, and reputation. Second, they ensure accuracy. Effective internal controls guarantee reliable financial reporting, which is crucial for informed decision-making by investors and regulators. Third, they promote efficiency. Good internal controls streamline operations, eliminate redundancies, and identify areas for improvement. Fourth, they enhance compliance with regulations, avoiding legal penalties and reputational damage. But here's the kicker: effective internal controls also foster a culture of accountability and transparency. When everyone feels empowered to raise concerns and do the right thing, it leads to a more ethical and sustainable organization. Now let's explore the relationship between ethics and internal controls. They're intertwined in the intricate tapestry of organizational governance. Each plays a vital role in shaping a company's culture and operations. Their relationship is symbiotic, reinforcing each other to foster integrity, transparency, and accountability. First, consider the ethical foundations for effective controls. Internal controls can't thrive in a vacuum. They require a strong ethical foundation, a shared understanding of right and wrong that guides decision-making. A robust code of conduct, clear conflict of interest policies, and whistleblower protection mechanisms establish a framework for ethical behavior. This empowers employees to act responsibly and report wrongdoing without fear. Trust and transparency are essential for effective internal controls to function as intended. Next, let's talk about operationalizing ethics through controls. Ethics aren't just lofty principles, they translate into practical actions. Internal controls provide the concrete steps needed to embed ethical values into everyday operations. For example, segregation of duties prevents conflicts of interest and fraud by ensuring no single individual has unchecked control over critical tasks. Regular audits and reviews hold individuals accountable and deter unethical conduct. These controls make ethical principles tangible and enforceable, minimizing the risk of ethical lapses. Internal controls also shape behavior and culture. Strong controls send a clear message that ethical conduct is paramount. When employees see diligent implementation of controls, they're more likely to internalize ethical values and act accordingly. Conversely, weak or ineffective controls can create an environment where unethical behavior seems tolerated or even rewarded. This erodes trust and fosters a culture of shortcuts and compromises. Let's not forget ethical dilemmas. The business world isn't black and white. Ethical dilemmas arise, and employees need guidance to navigate them. Thoughtfully designed internal controls can provide a framework for ethical decision making. Risk assessments can identify potential ethical pitfalls, while clear escalation procedures ensure complex situations are addressed appropriately. Ethical considerations can also inform the design of controls, ensuring they safeguard assets while upholding ethical principles. Finally, the relationship between ethics and internal controls is dynamic. It's a feedback loop. Monitoring and evaluating the effectiveness of internal controls can reveal areas where ethical lapses might occur, prompting adjustments to policies, procedures, or even the code of conduct itself. Conversely, fostering a culture of ethical behavior can lead to proactive improvements in internal controls, ensuring they remain relevant and align with evolving ethical standards. Let's look at a couple of examples to illustrate this relationship. Imagine a tech startup, Code Comet, on the verge of launching a revolutionary app. The pressure is immense, investors are eager, deadlines loom, and the team is stretched thin. The young developer, Sarah, discovers a critical security flaw in the app's code. Fixing it will delay the launch, jeopardizing crucial funding. But if left unaddressed, it could expose user data, leading to ethical and legal repercussions. This is where the relationship between ethics and internal controls comes into play. Sarah faces an ethical dilemma. Should she prioritize speed or security? The internal controls at Code Comet, like risk assessments and change management procedures, empower her to escalate the issue. The leadership, understanding the ethical implications, decides to fix the flaw, even if it means a slight launch delay. The result: Code Comet launches a secure app, ensuring user trust and investor confidence. Now, picture Green Groceries, a chain known for its commitment to sustainability, preparing for a major produce order. They receive bids from various suppliers, including a new vendor offering significantly lower prices. However, whispers of unethical labor practices at this vendor raise red flags. The procurement team faces a similar ethical dilemma. Should they prioritize price or ethics? With robust internal controls in place, the team flags the concerns about the vendor. Leadership investigates and ultimately declines the offer, even at a cost to their bottom line. The result: Green Groceries maintains its ethical integrity, attracting customers who value sustainability and responsible sourcing. So, how do we integrate ethics into internal control policies? First, start with clear ethical guidelines and codes of conduct. These should outline the values and behaviors expected of all employees. Make them easily accessible through handbooks and training programs. Second, conduct regular ethics training to ensure employees understand the importance of ethical behavior in their roles. Use real-life case studies to illustrate ethical dilemmas and encourage open discussion. Third, implement robust whistleblower protection policies to empower employees to report unethical behavior without fear of retaliation. Fourth, assign responsibility for ethics oversight to a dedicated team that regularly reviews internal control policies. Fifth, integrate ethics into performance evaluation and reward systems, recognizing exemplary ethical behavior. Sixth, foster ethical leadership by demonstrating commitment to ethical values. Leaders should model ethical conduct and encourage open communication. Finally, engage with stakeholders to understand their expectations regarding ethical practices. Incorporate their feedback into internal control policies to strengthen your ethical foundation. Now, let's discuss whether technology can enhance ethical internal controls. The answer is nuanced. On one hand, technology can automate processes, flag discrepancies, and enhance transparency. Imagine a procurement system where every step is documented, making it harder to conceal unethical behavior. Advanced analytics can uncover patterns that might escape human eyes, allowing for proactive intervention. But we must also consider the risks. Automation can perpetuate biases if algorithms are trained on biased data. Technology's hunger for data can create privacy concerns, and even the most robust systems are vulnerable to cyber attacks. So, how do we harness technology responsibly? First, ensure human oversight. Technology should be a tool, not a replacement for human judgment. Regular audits and clear ethical guidelines are essential. Second, prioritize privacy by design. Data collection should be transparent and limited to what's necessary. Finally, maintain constant vigilance. The ethical landscape evolves, so regularly assess the implications of new technologies. Ignoring ethics and controls comes with severe consequences. First, it erodes trust and damages reputation. Once trust is lost, it's hard to regain. Second, it leads to legal and regulatory repercussions, exposing organizations to fines and lawsuits. Third, it results in financial losses and operational inefficiencies due to unethical practices. Fourth, it diminishes stakeholder confidence, making it harder to attract investment or maintain customer loyalty. Fifth, it poses long-term sustainability challenges, undermining social responsibility and corporate governance. Sixth, it negatively impacts employee morale, leading to disengagement and high turnover. Finally, it results in a loss of competitive advantage as consumers increasingly prefer ethical companies. Each stakeholder has ethical responsibilities and internal control processes. Management sets the tone, leading by example and promoting open communication. Internal auditors maintain objectivity and report findings accurately. The board of directors exercises due diligence and holds management accountable. Employees must follow policies and report wrongdoing. External auditors maintain independence and communicate findings fairly. In conclusion, ethics and internal controls are not separate entities. They are complementary forces working together to guide organizations toward a brighter, more responsible future. By understanding this interconnectedness, we can create environments where integrity and efficiency flourish, paving the way for sustainable success. Remember, internal controls are not just about numbers and procedures. They are about people and the values they choose to uphold. So, let's embrace this relationship and work towards building organizations that prioritize ethics and integrity in everything they do.